What's up? What's up?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Y'all know what time it is, man. It's Andre George Robinson, the fire starter, is in the building. Rise Up Late Night is here. Yo, listen, I want y'all to like and share the show right now. I'm telling you, this one is going to be a scorcher. We've had a couple of late night scorchers, but this one is going to be a scorcher too. The last time we had Devon, the professional Stanfield, on here, and we were arguing about this very thing that we're going to start and kick off the show tonight with my guy. I have not talked football sports with this guy, my brother, for so long, and I'm happy to have him on tonight. The educated one, the one who makes sense when people can't make sense of things. The Riddler, they call him sometimes. But I call him Frederick Wilson. My guy, what's good, my guy?
What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Man, it has been a good minute, my brother. I am excited to have you on tonight. Very excited. We are going to really talk about some things tonight. We got college football to talk about. We're going to do a Who You With segment where you're going to pick who's going to win coming up. And we might even get into some NFL coming up, just a couple of games, not too many. We'll get a couple, the important ones. We might get into that tonight. But my guy said, yo, which one of y'all doing a show on this college football? Immediately, I said, yo, me. You know, I've been doing sports all day. I've been covering the Buffalo Sabres, Buffalo Extreme all day. Both teams won tonight, which is nice to end the year. But I feel like I'm winning even more right now with this show right here on Rise Up Late Night, right here with my guy, Frederick Wilson. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to let Frederick kick this thing off and rant about what it is that he wanted to talk about so badly to kick off this show. I'm letting him start off tonight. Frederick, the floor is yours, my guy.
All right, so obviously we had a lot of sports today. I just finished watching the end of the Cowboys-Lions game, but probably the big game. Excuse me, I apologize in advance. I got a little cold, so my voice might be going in and out. But obviously the big game was Georgia, Florida State, and I knew what the narrative was going to be coming into the game. Like I had a feeling that Georgia was going to run them. Florida State, I think you said they had like 17 players out. I heard 25. Whatever, right? Basically, as we know, Jordan Travis is injured for the season. Their second string quarterback was injured. They got, around 20 guys that opted out, which good for them. And so I had a feeling that Georgia was going to run them, right? And then the narrative was going to be, oh, see, they didn't deserve to be there. See, they didn't deserve to be there. Georgia just proved they didn't deserve to be there. Can we just acknowledge the BS that is college football? Are these amateur student athletes, or are they paid entertainers? Because the NCAA, college football, whoever you want to put in charge, always like, oh, they're amateur athletes, amateur athletics, student athletes. But then you have this college football invitational, because it's not a playoff. Let's be clear, it is not a playoff. It is an invitational. When you have people that sit around in a room and decide the 4 teams they want to come based on what matchups we want, based on which revenue we want, based on who's going to get the highest ratings. That's not a playoff. That's an invitational. So I don't understand how you have a team that is undefeated in a Power 5 conference. Like, these are the metrics that the NCAA set up. Like, when we have teams, we've seen like Cincinnati go undefeated, USF go undefeated, all these other teams, Boise State when they was hot, all these other smaller schools that had great seasons, and they were like, well, sorry, you're not in the Power 5 conference. The schedule that you played doesn't matter. You're not in a big enough school. You're not in a big enough conference. So now you have Florida State, which is a marquee program in college football history. Since Bobby Bowden, they had a few down years, but Florida State's been a powerhouse for the last 30, 40 years. In the ACC, which is a Power 5 conference, all they did was go out there and beat everybody who was on the schedule in front of them, including some SEC teams. And then they get told that those games do not matter because we need to have an SEC team in there. So, okay, so you've taken these amateur student athletes and now turned them into paid entertainers because you dismissed everything they did in order for your revenue, for your money generated, for your ratings, right? And as a viewing public, understanding it is one thing, but acknowledging that it's wrong. It is flat out wrong. Yes, we understand that it's a business and it's greedy, blah, 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 but you can still say that it's wrong. And what they did to those kids is wrong. And so for the players that opted out, good for you. I'm an agent of chaos. I would have loved it, nothing more. This would have been my perfect scenario. Florida State comes out, they send all the captains out for the coin toss. All right, cool. Alabama wins the coin, Georgia wins the coin toss. Florida State goes back to the sideline. Georgia takes the field. Florida State walks off the field into the locker room. That would have been my ideal scenario. Just leave the NCAA looking stupid. Because now You got a stadium full of people. You got everybody at home tuned in, and now you don't have a game at the last very moment because they screwed you at the last very moment. They didn't tell you halfway through the season, oh, hey, guess what? We don't really value the ACC this year, so if you win out, we're probably not going to pick you. They didn't tell you when Jordan Travis got injured, hey, you know what? If you lose your best player, we don't think you're going to be a good matchup. So these last 3 games, don't even worry about it. No, they waited till the last possible minute. They let Jordan Travis get injured. You play with your second string quarterback, you win the game. You play with your second string quarterback, you win the game. Your second string quarterback gets injured. You go into the ACC championship game with a third string quarterback who is a excuse me, a true freshman. You win that game, and then the next day they tell you that it doesn't matter. So since they screwed you at the last minute, I would have loved to see Florida State screw them at the last minute. But just this narrative of like calling them, oh, they quit and blah, blah, blah. And people talk about, well, you know, Georgia didn't get in and they still played. Georgia didn't deserve to get in. Georgia lost. Georgia lost. Like, hey, it sucks, but this is what the NCAA's laid out. There is no margin for error in college football. NFL football, you can lose a couple weeks, still make the playoffs. College football, unless you're Alabama, you can't lose games. Alabama's the only team that can lose like maybe 2 games and still get in. Excuse me. Everybody else, you lose, your season's over. They knew the deal, they lost. You got 4 slots. You had 4 undefeated teams. Michigan, Washington, Florida State, and Liberty. We all know Liberty's not getting in because, again, they're not Power 5, blah, blah, blah. So that's your 3 spots. Now for that last spot, you've got your 1-loss teams. Alabama, Georgia, Ohio State, and Texas. Okay, let's start eliminating people. Ohio State, you didn't win your conference. You're out. Georgia, you didn't win your conference. You're out. Alabama, you won your conference. Texas, you won your conference. Now we got a tiebreaker between Texas and Alabama. What happened week 2 in Tuscaloosa? Didn't the Longhorns go into week 2 in the Tuscaloosa? So these 2 teams played head up. Texas won. Bam, Texas goes. There's your 4 right there. Cut and dry. But they decided that their invitational has to have an SEC team. So they decided to screw over the student amateur athletes at Florida State to get the SEC in. Florida State was like, all right, cool. Well, hey, the games don't matter. If I'm going to the NFL, if I'm a top prospect, why am I going to go out there and risk my body so that way 10 years from now I can say I was an Orange Bowl champion that nobody's going to remember? So they opted out. Georgia went out there with something to prove, feeling like they were a victim of something. No, you weren't a victim of nothing. You lost. Beat Alabama, you're in the playoffs. Simple as that. And they ran them boys over. But the result of Georgia beating Florida State does not make it say, oh, well, see, they made the right decision, blah, blah, blah. Because if it's about competition in sport, if you say that Florida State, without Jordan Travis, but with everybody else playing, would get rolled by Georgia, would get rolled by Alabama, would get rolled by Michigan, rolled by Washington, isn't that what those kids earned? Just like last year. TCU got rolled by Georgia, but they earned that right. Their regular season got them into the playoff. Their playoff win against my Michigan Wolverines got them to the championship. They got to the championship. Georgia was just flat out a better team from top to bottom, but they earned that right. And for these people talking about like, oh, Florida State wouldn't stand a chance. Didn't they say the same thing about Team USA in 1980 when they played against the Russians? And didn't we get one of the greatest sports moments of all time? Didn't they say the same thing about Boise State when they played Oklahoma? Didn't we get one of the greatest games of all time? Every great sports upset, Tyson, Buster Douglas, somebody said that the underdog didn't have a chance and they got it done. They won. We got one of the greatest sports moments of all time. Isn't that why we watch sports? Isn't that what they used to say in the CBS Sports, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat? Let these amateur student athletes go out there and play these amateur games that they earn.
So I'm going to be very honest. I could not have said it any better, but I will add on too after I read these comments. I want to read these comments first. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Jay Renard is in the building. He said, let's effing go. Jesse Neal, what's good, my bro? Happy New Year's to everybody. Dalton Smith's in the house too. Luke Brady's in the house. Marcus Herring's in the house. Jay Renard said, you feel Florida State got screwed. You still feel that way. Laura is in the house. Jolene's in the house. What's up? Jay said, committee made the right decision. Clifford is in the house. Renee is in the house. What's up? Jay said because they had a backup going in, and it would have not been competitive. What's up? Jay said that's not what it's about. Can you really say that Florida State was going to be able to compete versus those teams? Jay Andre, what's up, my guy? Jaw using the house, definitely big time. He said, I disagree with what you said. He said, Michigan is worried about Alabama. You know, nobody's scared by Florida State. Come on, man. Okay, now.
Yeah, about being scared. Like I said, every upset that we've ever had in the history of sports, all these things these guys just said about Florida State was said about the team that pulled off the upset. But here's the thing. I think the first comment that was like, oh, the committee made the right decision. Exactly. A committee is sitting there deciding. Translation, your games that you play on the field do not matter. It doesn't matter that you knocked off number 5 LSU in the first game of the season with no warm-up game. You didn't have the luxury of doing what didn't Alabama play like Mercer or somebody like that week 1? Florida State didn't have that luxury. They came out week 1, played the LSU Tigers, who I believe were ranked number 5, from the mighty SEC. That doesn't matter. You beat Florida. That doesn't matter. You won a Power 5 conference. That doesn't matter. So, again, when you come down to a committee, what you're telling these amateur student athletes, these kids, these 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old young men, it does not matter what you do on the field because ultimately we're going to pick who we want. So what's the point? It's wrestling. It's wrestling. We want The Rock to be the WrestleMania champion, or we want Stone Cold, or we want Roman Reigns. It don't matter. That's what's in the script. That's what's going to happen. That's what we want for our business. So then let's stop talking about it like a sport.
So I'm going to just say this right off the jump. I had this conversation and debate 2 weeks ago with Devon Stanfield, and I made the exact very same points that you made, and I am in total agreement. First and foremost, the committee is and this is Rise Up Late Night, so I'm going to let y'all know right now that my language might be a little vulgar as it pertains to this subject.
Oh, but we can do that.
The committee was a bunch of petty bitches. Let's be clear on this. And I want to be very, very astute when I say that. First and foremost, number one, like you mentioned, there's never been a Power 5 school that's been undefeated that never made a championship. I don't give a damn if it was only 2 teams. I don't give a damn if it was 4 teams. No Power 5 team has ever been shut out until Florida State. You're right. Did the committee or the NCAA put out a disclaimer and say, hey, you know, because your star quarterback out, yeah, you can't be in the championship. I don't give a damn about business. What about integrity? My thing is the integrity. Everybody keep talking about the business aspect of it, but have to remember that businesses only can thrive if there's a certain amount of integrity. There has to be some type of integrity and some type of product integrity in your product for people to want to continue to buy into. So everybody's talking about all this whole business aspect of things. That's bullshit to me. Corruption is corruption. What I watched is you guys tell kids that have worked their whole entire lives for this moment, for you to tell them that they cannot be on that stage because of their quarterback getting injured. I could see if they lost a game. I could see they lost. They didn't. And what makes it even worse is that both of those games, when they lost their quarterback, they won by double digits. Was it pretty? No. But they won by double digits both games, which is crazy to me, which now makes me ask this question to you, Frederick. What game is more important to you, your conference championship game or your bowl game? Which one?
I mean, for the most part, it's going to be the conference championship game. If you're not playing in the playoff, because again, we got what is it, like 177 bowl games? You got a Pop-Tarts bowl. Like, who won the Cotton Bowl 3 years ago?
Right. Who cares?
Exactly. Don't nobody care. And that's why across these bowl games, you're seeing all these kids. Like, I know Ohio State was playing last night, and they looked like trash because a lot of their players opted out. For who? Like, for who? For what? Marvin Harrison Jr. I'm going to go out here and play in the Cotton Bowl. For who? For what? So I get a patch on my jersey? So I get a T-shirt. So 10 years down the line, some random diehard Buckeye fan can be like, I remember the 2023 Cotton Bowl, and you put up a in that game, and then I twisted my ankle and my draft stock dropped and blah blah blah. For who? For what? But here's the thing that I find funny. So all these people that a lot of people you mentioned, and everybody right now, the sports community, we watch college football and NFL, correct?
Correct.
All I've been hearing the last couple of days is about to come back here. Kevin Stefanski, coach. Why? Kevin Stefanski, because you're on your fourth quarterback. So we want to reward this man for being able to lose a star player and move on and overcome. We want to reward Joe Flacco for being able to come off the couch, come in and overcome. But the exact same people that want Joe Flacco to be comeback player of the year and Kevin Stefanski to be coach of the year want to punish Florida State for winning 3 games without their starting quarterback. So how is it a sign of virtue and a sign of skill over here to be able to move on without a star player, but over here, that's the nail in your coffin?
Come on. Speak on it. Speak on it.
Because here's the thing. Shouldn't Florida State be, 10-3, 9-3? Shouldn't they have lost 3 games without Jordan Travis, if that's the case? And then, if Jordan Travis is that important to, you take Jordan Travis away, Florida State's going to be trash. Why didn't y'all give Jordan Travis the Heisman? If I recall, he wasn't even at New York, was he? Was he even in New York? Did he even get invited to the Downtown Athletics Association? So he's so valuable that Florida State can't play without him, but he ain't good enough to get invited to the Heisman. Like, your math doesn't math. Nobody's math has math on this. If you don't sit here and say that what happened to Florida State is wrong, you are wrong. There is no way you can sugarcoat this and say that what happened to these amateur student athletes isn't wrong. You might understand that it's a business and you might understand why they did it, but just because you understand it does not make it not wrong. It's wrong.
Well, the other thing too is business is bigger though, the NFL or the NCAA.
What'd you say?
Which business is bigger, the NFL or the NCAA?
I mean, it's hard to tell now. 10 years ago, that's easy. That's an easy answer, is the NFL. But right now, especially in the South, where, because let's face it, there's not a lot of great NFL teams in the South, but that SEC, people, you win an SEC championship in the South, that's their Super Bowl. But
I would say the NFL is still a bigger business, but if we're going by that logic and that narrative, that the NFL, we're talking about business, then once again, there's the hypocrisy again. The NFL literally awards you for quarterbacks who are second, third string quarterback that come in and win football games, but not in college. That makes no sense to me. And the initiative is totally different. The initiative is you make millions in the NFL. You're only making NIL deals, and not everybody's getting the same NIL deal. Yet you're punished because you have a freak accident in a game in which Florida State blew that team out, by the way. I'm not understanding. You have to for me, it's business versus humanity and integrity. And I'm always be on the humanity / integrity side of things, because I have to see it as somebody who plays sports and somebody who coaches sports. I have to see it from that aspect of, how do those kids feel? Right. How do you think those kids feel? And you're right. I'm going to be honest with you. That would have made crazy. That would have broke the internet. If the Florida State Seminoles would have came out and they'd have flipped the coin, and after they flipped the coin, then all of a sudden the whole team walks off the field. Right. All those people there. OMG moment. I would have loved it. I would have clapped.
Exactly.
All 9 yards.
I 100% understand why they can't do that, because as a school, you're pretty much ruined. But you talk about just being legends. That's literally some Boston Tea Party type stuff. Like, that's going down in history. But yeah, the fact that that's even a question, like, what's a bigger business? The NFL, which is paid entertainment, or the NCAA, which is supposed to be amateur athletics. The fact that it's even a question which one of those is a bigger business tells you everything that's wrong with it. The
Right.
fact that the
Absolutely.
NCAA is even close to being considered as big of a business as the NFL for amateur student athletes.
Right.
And I'm not super well versed on the NIL and how it all works, but that money does not come from the NCAA, correct? Like the NCAA
Nope.
is not. So, as the NCAA, you've just announced that this is a business. Pay your employees because the
Making
NIL
money.
is like getting tips. Like I'm not going to pay you, but if somebody else decides to tip you, then cool, come in here and work in my restaurant for no money. But if the customers decide to tip you, so the NCAA, you just told everybody that college football is a business. If it's a business, pay your employees. But see, as soon as you bring that up, now all of a sudden they're student athletes. Now all of a sudden they're student athletes. Oh no, this is amateur. This is amateur athletics. They're student athletes. No, we can't pay them. Okay, so then if they're student
Hold on.
athletes and this is just
Let me add on to that though. Now, if there's a business and you got employees, well, there's a such thing called the EEO, Equal Opportunity Employer.
mhm,
This, if you feel that the SEC is so great and so big, then put everybody in the SEC and let them all go at each other because it's got to be
right.
equal and fair. If we talking integrity and this is a business, then put them all in the SEC, and we don't even have this conversation no more. We ain't got to have worry about the SEC is a better brand of football. No, they all in the same conference. So when they all beat up on each other, then we can really find out who the national champion to be because they all can beat up on each other. You can just pick
Yeah.
teams and have them all play during the season. Why not? I mean,
Right.
hey,
And
Liberty. I actually got to see Liberty play this year. Speaking on Liberty, Liberty beat the brakes off UB this year, right here, right at home. 55 to like 27 was the score. I got to see Liberty. Liberty ain't no joke. Who did they play in the bowl game this year?
I don't know.
Whoever they played, I'm sure they put up a good fight. Whoever it was, and they're a FCS team. If you don't
Right.
believe, listen, that's my thing. If you're rewarding FCS teams with FBS games, then I'm not understanding how you didn't award Florida State for winning a ACC championship game without their quarterback. Make this make sense. You gotta.
Right.
I mean, the hypocrisy is real. The
And
hypocrisy is real.
for all the people that
Let
are
me
trying to
read
justify, all right,
Let me read a couple comments. I don't want to lose nobody, and then I'll let you go right back at it again.
yes,
I
sir.
agree with you. What I played college ball, and I feel you wanting to be able to compete no matter what. But I see the flip side. Jay Renard, if that was you, I'm telling you, you would be hot, heated, and pissed off if it was you. That's number one. We are adults. This isn't a PG show. Thank you, Dalton. I appreciate that. Florida State got whipped by Georgia 63-3. Yeah, because the committee is a bunch of petty bitches. Petty is the word. They did that on purpose to be petty. They knew that Florida State would opt out after you telling them that their conference didn't matter. You knew that. They knew that. And you have NFL prospects that played this year. So you know they weren't about to risk their NFL stock over a game that didn't matter. You knew that too. Fiesta Bowl. Oh, Oregon versus Liberty. I can't wait to see that. Oregon. I hate Oregon, by the way. No offense. Alabama versus Michigan. We'll talk about that. We'll make our picks in who you with segment coming up shortly. For the record, I'm not opting Flacco for comeback player of the year. I don't have them winning. Will Florida State lead the ACC? Yes, they're already making strides to leave the ACC. Florida State.
They got to.
NCAA consistently moves the goalposts. Yes, Marcus. Shout out to Marcus Herring, by the way. We talk football all the time. You know it. There are fines and buyouts involved towards, you know that. Don't play stupid. I don't. Listen, sir, Jay, I'm taking the fines and buyouts if it's in the name of genuine integrity. I'm taking the fines and I'm taking the buyouts. I'm telling you that right now. Straight up. Monster, say fuck. He said, say fuck, you're an adult. Fuck. See? Yo, Monster, I love you, my guy. Happy holidays to you, my bro. Thank you for tuning in too. Joey Hatch in the house. Gabriel in the house too. Ramirez in the house. When I was a kid, I loved wrestling. I haven't wrestled in high school since 185 class. Joey is my guy. Shout out to Joey. Didn't Dana White buy WWF? Yes, he did. No, he didn't own UFC, the company that does bought WWE. Dana White and his friends are in their company. The best thing about Aaron Hernandez is that he killed Aaron Hernandez. Oh boy, Debbie, what's up? Dana White owned it. The UFC. Okay. About CEO of TKO Enterprises. Yep, all that good stuff. If you don't pay them, their schooling should be free because they make millions of dollars off of these high school and college players. Absolutely, we know that. Dana is nowhere up there. Yeah. All right. Now, with that being said, go ahead and continue. My guy Frederick in the house. Frederick Wilson in the house, man.
So shout out to Marcus, who gave me the perfect segue for this, talking about the NCAA moving the goalposts. All right, so let's talk about the NFL. The Kansas City Chiefs are defending top champions, so I got them at the top. So the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs will be like the top of the NFL. And I believe the Panthers still have the worst record. So let's say the janitor for the Carolina Panthers would be the bottom of the NFL. And you got everybody in between, right? Every single one of those people knows exactly what to do to make the playoffs. First and foremost, win your division. You win your division, you automatically in the playoffs, you get to host a division game. If you don't win your division, you got to win the wild card. How do you win the wild card? Well, out of the non-division winning teams, the two teams with the best record from each conference make the wild card. Everybody knows that, cut and dry, right? Everybody. What the NCAA did this year, starting next season, you going into college football. Hey, coach, what do we got to do to make the playoffs? I have no fucking idea. Because if for Alabama, just don't lose twice. If you're in another school in the SEC, depending on what Alabama does, don't lose more than once. If you're outside the SEC, I guess go undefeated, but make sure nobody gets hurt. I don't know, maybe give some hand jobs. I have no idea how we make the playoffs. Because before I could have told you, be in a Power 5 conference and win all your games. That's gone. So how do you make the playoff in the NCAA? If you're a coach and your players in this spring, you got the 2024, let's say Missouri, the 2024 Missouri Tigers coming in. No, not them, because they're in the SEC. The 2024 Oregon Ducks coming into the Big Ten. Coach, what do we got to do to make the playoff? I have no idea. Because if we go in undefeated and win the Big Ten, that might get us in. Well, who knows now? Who knows? Let's say Clemson bounces back. Let's say Dabo gets back and gets a nice recruiting class, and Clemson goes back to the top of the ACC or where the fuck. All right, Coach Sweeney, how do we win the playoff? How do we make the playoff? I don't know. Because apparently being undefeated in the ACC doesn't get you in. So I don't know. Basically, we just do whatever we do and then hope that the committee likes us. So to Marcus's comment, where are the goalposts at now? Because they didn't move the goalposts. They took them out the stadium. The goalpost is being marched downtown Philly or somewhere. They took them out the stadium. So where are they going to be at next year? How do you make the playoffs next year?
Well, there's 12 teams there. There's 12 teams next year.
Okay. Out of 100 and whatever.
Out of
so here's the thing.
Like,
let's say you got a scenario like this year, right? You got LSU and Florida State playing week 1. Somebody's taking a loss week 1, right? 100%. So LSU loses that game. How do you get your kids to stay focused and committed if they know, well, hell, season over. We lost a game. There's no chance of us playing for a national championship. So again, for who, for what? Am I going to come out here week after week after week after week and bang my head? Season over. Especially if you're one of them kids on the football team that's probably not going to the NFL. If you're going to the NFL, yeah, you're going to keep putting things on tape and blah, blah, blah. But if you're the second string defensive back and you out there contributing to the team, but you're probably not getting drafted and you're okay with not getting drafted because you're actually going to get an education and you're going to be like, look, I'll put my name in for the draft, but if I don't get drafted, I'll go get a career. For who, for what? What? Why am I going to go out here and knock their heads and play against Georgia and all these? Season over. We lost. If undefeated doesn't get us into the playoffs and we done already lost, hey, I'm going to class. I'm going to get my degree. I'm not going to get my head bashed. I'm not going to risk CTE or having bad knees or bad ribs or anything like that. For who, for what? So where are the goalposts going to be at starting next season?
Yeah, I agree. Jay Renat said that's BS. He said the SEC is growing and better schools are in that conference. Plain and simple, SEC is legit the best conference with the biggest schools, and you would be losing at least one and still considered a championship team because of strength of conference. Jay Renat, here we go again.
People act like Vanderbilt and Kentucky and these other like everybody like the SEC got Bama and Georgia and LSU, but every team in the SEC ain't there. Like, let's not get it twisted. The SEC,
I was about to say that the SEC was
like, people do this every year. Oh, the SEC, and I'm like, yeah, the top of the SEC is elite. The bottom of the SEC might as well be the bottom of the ACC, the bottom of the Big Ten, the bottom of the Pac-12, the bottom of the Big 12. The bottom of the SEC is the same type of sewage as the bottom of the other conferences.
I mean, ACC had more wins against the SEC this year. Anyway, I'm still trying to figure that out. Like, what are we talking? Are we really?
Hold up. As someone from New Mexico, I got to bring this up. Who do the Auburn Tigers get the brakes beat off them by the week before the Iron Bowl?
Exactly.
Anybody remember? Matter of fact, trivia question. It was New Mexico State. Tell me the mascot for New Mexico State. Anybody know?
Sure it is.
I mean, I do because I'm from there. But anybody know the mascot of the team that beat the brakes off the Auburn Tigers, that turned around and should have beat Alabama?
Yeah, I know what it is. New Mexico State Aggies.
Yeah. How does the mighty SEC lose to the New Mexico State? You know, New Mexico is like the 5th largest state in the area, but we like 47th in population. You know what kind of recruiting pool you have at New Mexico State to have kids that go out there and beat a mighty SEC team? Weird. But again, New Mexico State didn't have no business playing against Auburn, right? There's no way that a team from New Mexico, what city in New Mexico is New Mexico State? Anybody know? I know. Anybody else know? Yeah, you probably don't. Probably a city you never heard of. How is it that those kids from that city went against a team from the mighty SEC? Shouldn't the committee have sat down and be like, no, y'all don't get to play because looking at it, there's no way y'all can win that game, right? And then what happened? That's why we play sports. Like, we see this every single year. Everybody that's sitting here saying that Florida State have no business in being there, your argument is invalidated every single week of every single sports season. We see it every year. And it is mind-boggling how people can sit there with a straight face and be like, yes, because if they, then they would, okay, so y'all, we got a bunch of fortune tellers. We got a bunch of future seers. All of y'all got DeLoreans, right? Y'all, you know exactly who's gonna happen. The phrase "any given Sunday, any given Saturday" doesn't mean nothing to y'all.
I think we got a caller on the line. Let's see who the caller is. Caller, what's up?
Torch.
Yep, here we go.
You guys are out of your ever-loving minds right now, dude. Sir, you're talking about all these small. Listen. I went to an ACC school, dude, and they went to the Big Ten. Like, I went to Maryland, guy. And Maryland Maryland is just relevant now, but we were in the 90s. But, like, literally, that's a small school. It depends. Football, it's SEC. Basketball, it's not SEC, it's ACC. ACC was always better in basketball. It really just depends on the sport. But you're seeing all these other college teams that are big programs leaving their conferences to go.
Whoa. Hold on. Before you continue that rant, let me facts check you, sir. It is not just ACC anymore, sir. You're talking to somebody who literally covered the ACC. I meant the NCAA tournament when it was here, sir. And I will tell you firsthand that you can't tell me when the last time an ACC championship team came out of the ACC. Can you tell me? Go ahead and tell me. because it wasn't last year. I can tell you who won last year.
No, I know it wasn't last. I'm not
Who won
saying that.
who won the year before? I mean, you said it's ACC. Go ahead, Frederick, and please enlighten my man.
I have no idea who, but I got a question for the caller. If it's all about the SEC, then why the hell do the other conferences exist?
Right.
What's the point? If the situation is at the end of the year, we're only going to take teams that either are in the SEC or have performed against the SEC, then what's the point of having any other conferences?
No, caller.
Again,
go ahead.
Where's the goalpost at?
Okay, now caller, go ahead and answer that.
Answer what?
He said, "Where's the goalpost?"
What's the point of having any other conferences if it's all about the SEC? Why do we have an ACC? Why do we have a Big Ten? Why do we have any other conferences?
Pertaining to football and college programs is these bigger football programs like Texas, like Oklahoma. They're all gravitating to the SEC. Why? Number one, competitive. Number two, huge money for schools.
No, they're gravitating to the SEC because the committee keeps showing favor to the SEC.
No, exactly.
It totally is, though, Jay Renai. We literally,
you said competitive.
We just watched Alabama. Everybody watch this. If that's the case, if that's not the case, Jay Renai, then why does the majority of people who watch the NCAA automatically, when you name Alabama, what's the first two things that come to mind? Money, and clicks.
Torch.
Money
and
clicks.
It's a huge conference. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you got a conference that's so competitive that these teams are going to beat each other up. These teams are going to have one losses. Again, like if Georgia plays Alabama, 5 times, Alabama will probably lose once, whatever, or vice versa. Now Texas is going in there. Texas beats Alabama. Like, these teams are still championship teams. Just because they lose one game, you have to understand what the strength of a conference means.
Listen, sir.
That's what I'm saying.
Sir, here's the problem. If we're talking strength of conference,
is a watered down conference, dude. What do you got, Louisville? Come on, man.
Let me be clear. You hold on. You said Louisville. Louisville was a top 15 team. Like, matter of fact, hold on. I can name about 10 teams in the SEC that Louisville was ranked better than this year. I know you're not talking about the SEC, the same conference that had Texas A&M, who fired their coach in the middle of the season. Are we talking about that same conference? Are we talking about the Kentucky conference, the Tennessee conference? Are we talking about them? Are we talking about? Do we need to keep going?
Wait, Tennessee, SEC.
Are we talking?
Here's my question: Are we overlooking the fact that every conference, SEC included, have programs that go up and programs that go down? Are we overlooking this fact? Is this what we're doing? Are we going to sit here and lie through our fucking teams and act like the top teams in SEC are all the top teams? Wasn't Auburn in contention for national championships a few years ago, and they just lost to New Mexico State?
Right.
Texas was trash a few years ago. They're playing in the playoff. Teams go up and down, in the SEC included. Tennessee was trash a few years ago. They got a little bit better. Didn't LSU have like the greatest college football roster ever assembled in 2019? And now that same school lost to the school that just went undefeated and got kicked out the playoff. Teams go up and down. So the competition in the SEC, where these teams are going against each other head to head, that's happening in the Big 12. That's happening in the Pac-12. That's happening in the Big 10. Well, maybe not the Big 10. It happens in every conference. Also, we have to factor in that the conferences recruit against each other. The SEC is sitting in the biggest talent pool in the nation. The biggest talent pool in the nation is the SEC. That's who y'all are playing against. The Big 12, their talent pool. They're playing against that.
Hold on, I'm gonna add another caller to the mix too. I know who this is too, so I'm a merge the call, and both of you guys can be on the call, so nobody loses the call. So we got 2 people on the call right now. 915, what's up? I already know who this is.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Marcus, the alphabet's in the building. I knew it. What's up?
Oh, what's up, Marcus? People, listen. Here's the problem with the whole. First off, the whole FSU thing. They were right. FSU didn't belong this year. You lost by 60 points.
No,
no,
they didn't.
FSU didn't lose by 60 points. That unmotivated partial FSU squad that took the field in a game that they didn't care about lost by 63 points. Take FSU and give them a game on Monday and tell me you don't get a better effort out of them. And even if they did lose by 63 points, they went 13-0. That earns you the right to be there. Marcus, you're a Cowboy fan. Did the Bills not deserve to go to the Super Bowl when y'all beat them by like 40-something points? Yes, they deserve to be there because they won the American Football Conference Championship. That earned them the right to be there. Just because it didn't go there well when they got there does not mean they didn't deserve to be there.
You didn't hear what he said?
I didn't hear what he said. Because he was blurry. Repeat what you said.
Marcus, he said in a nutshell, did the Bills not deserve to be in the Super Bowl when you guys kicked the hell out of them by like 30, 40 points? Yes, they deserve.
No, they did deserve to be there because they went through look, you're talking about there's only two conferences.
Because they won the games they were supposed to win.
Yeah, hold on. Watch what he just said.
And yeah. So just like Florida State went through their 13-game schedule, win, bunch of people decide you can't go.
And the NFC, okay? And in college football, there's 15 conferences. So you're trying to get 4 teams. Hang on.
How many Power 5 conferences are there, Marcus?
So let me give you another example because I'm going to give you an example that makes a little bit more sense. So you're like, well, the SEC, they lost games. Okay, yes, they're not. The SEC isn't going to go undefeated. What they're trying to say is the SEC is the premier football conference in America. Yes. When the Big Ten,
Auburn loses to the Aggies.
When the Big Ten or the Pac-12 or the Big Ten or the ACC or the whatever these other conferences are, these other irrelevant conferences, when they send 2 teams to the national championships, then we can have this conversation. We've seen in the past 10 years. So SEC has been dominating college football for 25 years, going all the way back to 1998 with those Tennessee teams with T. Martin and Peyton Manning. And then you have the Florida Tebow teams. And then you got Auburn. It ain't just been one team from the SEC winning it. It's been several SEC teams that have won it. You got the Cam Newton-Auburn team. You got
Here's the flaw with what you just said.
Tebow Florida teams. You got all of those Alabama teams. You got the Joe Burrow LSU teams. Yep. You got the Georgia teams. So when they say that the SEC is the superior football conference, they're not saying that all the teams in the SEC are great. They're not. Of course, you have the Vanderbilts. Every conference has their joke teams. Just like every division in football you've had the Lions that have sucked forever, and the Browns.
Marcus, that's great. Forever. That's great. But here's where I'm calling bullshit on what you're saying.
I'm calling bullshit too right after you.
I'm calling bullshit for the simple fact that if that's the case, then every national championship should just be SEC teams and stop inviting other teams. If you're going to have this prejudice, because that's exactly what you just called it. That's pretty much what it's called, because this is a business, Marcus. Yes, it is. Marcus, it's a business. Yes, it is. Marcus, yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Prejudice. Show favor. No, Marcus. When you show, yes, it is, Marcus. Marcus, let me finish. When you show favor to a certain sect of people, because you are saying that they're the supreme being, what is that, Marcus? In a business,
you get the opportunity. So you get your opportunity. When you get your opportunity, you gotta show it.
Marcus, I'm so glad you just said the word opportunity. Let me tell you where you messed up, Marcus. You said that the SEC sends
get to go to
two
but they did
two
get to go to
teams.
and you lost by 60 points.
The
So
bowl
all
game
the
means
people were
nothing,
there.
Marcus.
Marcus,
I answered the
wait,
question, Marcus.
hold
We
up.
asked the question earlier. We're gonna ask you the same
16
question.
points, not 6
No,
points,
Marcus.
not 3
I'm gonna
points.
ask you the same. Hold on, watch this, Marcus. I'm gonna ask you the same question.
Come on, man.
Marcus, I'm gonna ask you the same exact question we asked earlier. Which game is more important, the ACC championship game or the bowl game?
It doesn't.
Yeah, what do you mean it don't matter?
Conference championship matters. Let me answer it. I'll answer it for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wait. Who just said the conference championship matters? No, it doesn't.
It's because every game counts. It's not like baseball.
No, they don't.
It ain't like hockey. It ain't like the basketball where there's 100 games, 180, 162, or 82 games in basketball.
That Orange Bowl game counts for nothing, Marcus.
But the thing was, the thing that made it bad. The thing that made it bad. If you want to be mad at the NCAA or you want to be mad at somebody, here's who you need to be mad at: TCU.
Don't say TCU. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Listen to me.
Yes, they
TCU
did.
did not deserve to be there last year, and they went into
How?
there and they got the team kicked in. And it's kind of the same thing in the NFL. There's going to be a
Marcus,
team.
you are contradicting yourself all up and down.
It's kind of the same situation. There's going to
You're
be a
contradicting
team
yourself all up and down, dude. All up and down.
Yes, I don't even think he see it, but
He doesn't.
There's going to be a team from the garbage ass NFC South that's going to get to host a home playoff game with a losing record.
Okay, to that
So,
point,
let
Marcus.
me read this
Wait,
comment, Marcus.
hold on. Let me address that.
Marcus,
If I
hold
say
on, Marcus.
Beastquake,
Marcus.
wait.
Tampa Bay gets to host the game with Tom Brady because they win their pathetic ass little division, and then Dallas goes over there and skins them alive. It's the same difference. If you're a
Wait.
2-loss SEC team and you're a
Ooh,
undefeated
Marcus, let me
team,
get him. Ooh, Dre, let me get him.
went through more to get there.
Okay,
Marcus,
listen,
hold on, wait,
break
hold
this
up.
down real quick to you.
Marcus, if I say Beastquake, what is that?
You're so cloudy, bro. I'm listening.
No. Answer the question. If I say Beastquake, what is the? Everybody here that knows sports, we all know what the Beastquake is, right? Do we all remember Beastquake? Marshawn Lynch had that run. Who was that against? The New Orleans Saints. Do you remember why that game was in Seattle? Because I think the 7-9 or 8-8 Seahawks won the NFC West, which was trash that year. And didn't we get one of the greatest sports moments out of that? This is what sports is about. Underdogs all the time. And let's go back. You said the SEC sends 2 teams. No, they don't. The SEC has never sent a team to the college football playoffs. The college football committee has selected 2 SEC teams. To Andre's point, prejudice. So here's the thing. If we all agree that on any given Sunday, or in this case, any given Saturday, the SEC team is given what you said, Marcus, opportunity. Opportunity has been given to the SEC because of the bias that the committee shows to them.
When USC plays UCLA for the national championship, wake me up. When Louisville plays Clemson for the national championship, wake me up.
That's your choice if you don't want to watch the football game. That's your choice. If you're like, okay, I don't like this matchup, so I'm not going to watch. But as a football fan, if you're a fan of college football, whoever's playing in that national championship, you should watch. As a fan of the NFL, I guarantee as a Cowboy fan, there have been a lot of Super Bowls where you were sitting there like, damn, I don't want either one of these teams to win. But you probably watched it, right? So if you make the personal choice of, oh, I don't like this matchup, so I'm not going to watch, that's on you. But if these amateur athletes, these kids went out there and did what we told them they were supposed to do, which is be in a Power 5 conference, which the NCAA determined that that those 5 conferences mattered more. That, okay, being from the SEC carries more weight than being from the Mountain West or being from the Sun Belt or being from one of these other conferences. No, those conferences don't matter. But these 5 are the ones that matter. That's what the NCAA told those kids at Florida State. I'm pretty sure a lot of those kids at Florida State could have went to a smaller conference. But no, I'm going to go to the ACC. And then, okay, when you're in the ACC, here's your schedule. Play your schedule and beat every team on your schedule. Cool. We did that. So we're in the right conference. Check. We won all the games we're supposed to win. Check. Cool, we go to the playoff. No, sorry. Why? Because we decided we don't want you there because our bias, our prejudice is that we have to have an SEC team there. So even though an SEC team this season did not earn the right to be in the college football playoff, we're going to put them there and give them your spot because that's what we want as a committee. Because we don't care what you did on the field. The games don't matter. And since the games don't matter, those amateur student athletes at Florida State, a lot of them were like, for who, for what? I'm not going out there risking something for this game that doesn't matter because we were supposed to be playing on Monday, not this random Saturday game. So then the kids from Georgia who somehow have it in their minds that they got slighted because, again, the sense of entitlement they feel as being in the SEC, that they're supposed to be in the playoff, even though they didn't handle their business, which is beating Alabama in the SEC championship game. They would have been playing on Monday, but they didn't. So now they're playing here. They came out with a little chip on their shoulder, like they got slighted. So you got one team with a chip on their shoulder with something to prove, and another team that's like, man, the hell with this bullshit ass consolation prize game. That's how you get a 63-3 score.
Oh, well, Frederick, you when you have the opportunity to play, you can't have it both ways, bro. Because I guarantee
exactly,
you,
and the NCAA is trying to have it both ways. They're amateurs when we have to pay them or when we have to do right by them, but they're professionals. This is a paid business when we get to pick and choose what games we want because we want to maximize the revenue. We don't want to piss off the crybabies in the SEC by not having one of their teams in there. Both ways.
If Florida State would have won today, if Florida State would have blown them out, you would have been on this show right now. See, I told you Florida State should have been.
No. I posted before the game even started. Regardless of this outcome, this is a bullshit ass situation. Whether or not Florida State wins or not. Because here's the thing. Let's say the score was reversed, which Florida State is not 60 points better than Georgia. But let's just say it was. What consolation is that for Florida State? Do they get to move? Are they going to change the schedule? Is Florida State going to be like, all right, cool, y'all beat Georgia by 60. Suit up on Monday because we made a mistake. No. Florida State was in a no-win situation. If they lose this game, we have the nonsense that y'all are talking now. Oh, see, there you go. They didn't win. If they win the game, our bad. I guess you did belong, but too late now. Where's the win for Florida State? There is none. Georgia wins the game. Now they're beating their chest. See, y'all should have put us in there. Maybe y'all should have put us in. Beat Alabama.
Play for Florida State today.
I get it. I get it. And they knew that. Their quarterback who was in the Heisman Trophy conversation, they were like on their third string quarterback, and that's why the NCAA said, we're not sending you because we know what's going to happen to you.
You don't know what's going to happen. This is the point. This is the point. You don't know what's going to happen. Everybody knew what was going to happen putting Boise State on national television against Oklahoma. But, well, you know what? These pesky Broncos been out here just killing everybody. So we've held them out as long as we can, but we have to go out there and let them get blown out by Oklahoma. And what happened? One of the greatest games in college football history. Two of the greatest plays in college football history. One of the greatest moments in life of a dude proposing to his girl after they just knocked off Bob Stoops' mighty Oklahoma Sooners on national TV in front of everybody, when everybody said that Boise State had no business to be there. You don't know what's going to happen. So by giving these SEC teams the opportunity over other teams, again, you don't have to be better than Alabama. You just got to be better than Alabama for 3 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday. We've all seen Little Giants. You don't have to be better just one time. That, like you alluded to, when football, we don't have 82 games, we don't have 162 games. That's why there's a lot of teams that have won Super Bowls that weren't the best teams in football because they just played the best football that day. Ain't no way in hell Eli Manning should have 2 Super Bowl rings, but the Giants played better than the Patriots those 2 days. That's the thing about sports. We don't know. So to deny kids opportunities because some old-ass bastards want to sit in the room and try to tell the future is complete and utter bullshit for a bunch of people who are not paid athletes, who are not paid entertainers. They are supposed to be amateur athletics. Athletics is supposed to be sport and competition. If it's sport and competition, the games are supposed to matter. The NCAA told us last month the games do not matter. And they probably never will anymore.
Go ahead, Marcus.
By 60 points. You got your opportunity today. You proved the naysayers right. You proved the naysayers right.
So then why did you just say that Buffalo deserved to be in the Super Bowl? They lost by 45 points or whatever y'all beat them, boy. Why did you say they deserve to be there? What was the reason you gave that Buffalo deserved to be in them Super Bowls?
Hold on a second.
What was the reason you gave?
Those bowl games are still worth millions of dollars. Okay.
No.
Okay.
What's the reason that Buffalo deserved to be in the Cowboys when y'all beat them? What was it, 52-16? Something like that? What was the reason that Buffalo deserved to be there?
Bring millions of dollars to their university, and you go out there and pee down your leg and lose by 60 points. You prove the naysayers right. If you want to prove them wrong, don't get help. They didn't lose by
Alphabets. 60. Here's my question to you. In Super Bowl,
60 points. They lost by 60 points. You proved the naysayers right.
Marcus, let me ask you a question. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, you know, what was it, Super Bowl 26, 27? When y'all beat Buffalo like 52-16, what is the reason that you gave that Buffalo deserved to be in that game? What was the reason you gave?
There's two conferences. You're comparing college football. There's 100.
No, I'm asking you why did Buffalo deserve to be in that game?
Frederick, there's 130 D1 teams.
Okay? I'm aware of this. That's not my question. My question is, why did Buffalo deserve to be in that game? Why are you not answering my question? It's a simple question. Why did Buffalo deserve to be in that game?
Always going to feel left out. If the playoffs were, when they make
you about to pull your hamstring dancing around my question, dude. Why did the Buffalo Bills deserve to be in the Super Bowl when they got beat by 40+ points? Why did the Denver Broncos deserve to be in the Super Bowl against the Seattle Seahawks with the #1 statistical offense in history and they lost by 45? Why did these teams deserve to be in those games? Why?
You're comparing college football.
No, I'm asking you a question. Why did these teams that got blown out, why did they deserve to be in those games? You answered you answered the question earlier. I'm just wanting you to repeat it.
So if you go undefeated in the Mountain West and there's a 2-loss SEC team, you think
the Seahawks and the Broncos and the Buffalo Bills are not in the Mountain West. Why did the Denver Broncos deserve to be in Super Bowl 24 when the San Francisco 49ers beat them by a still Super Bowl record 45 points? Why did they deserve to be there? Why did the Broncos deserve to be in that Super Bowl? Why did they deserve to be in the Super Bowl against the Seahawks? Why did the Bills deserve to be in the Super Bowl against your Cowboys? Why did these teams deserve to be in those games? This is the question I'm asking you. I don't know why you're dancing around it. Why did they deserve to be in those games?
I answer it is because they won all the games that they were supposed to win.
So they met the criteria that got them to be AFC champions, which means you play in the Super Bowl, right? So they met the criteria. So in the college football, isn't being a Power 5 conference champion criteria? Isn't going undefeated criteria? So when you meet the criteria that's set out, you deserve to play in the game. Is that not what we're saying? So why then do we decide to move the goalposts in college football and be like, you know what? I'm thinking that this team didn't deserve to be there. Or after the fact, hey, this team got blown out. So they.
My problem with that is, though, they went undefeated in a Power 5 conference. And that is the rules that the NCAA made themselves.
Thank you. They met the parameters that the NCAA laid out, and then the NCAA was like, hey, excuse me, I'm going to take this goalpost out of the stadium, put it on the back of a flatbed truck, and drive it to Nova Scotia. Come find it there.
Marcus, hold on, watch this. I'll put it in this sense. Marcus, if this was you, and you play running back, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Beast from the East.
Marcus, if your team busted their ass all year, matter of fact, let me put it in this sense. If you busted your ass all your life to get to a certain point,
yes,
and your team go undefeated, Marcus, and just so happen your quarterback has a freak accident, right?
Yeah.
But you meet the criteria, you win all the games. The NCAA came up with the rules of the Power 5 conference and being undefeated. Yep. No Power 5 conference undefeated team has ever been secluded out of a national championship playoff. Marcus,
Okay.
would
You know
you
what else
be
has
pissed
happened?
off? No. Answer the question, Marcus. Would
I
you
got you.
be pissed off?
Okay. You know what else hasn't? You know what else also hasn't happened? A conference champion goes to a bowl game and loses by 60 points. That also has never happened.
Marcus.
Okay.
Marcus, they literally didn't even play the real. First of all, Georgia didn't play the real Florida State team. Georgia played the kids that don't even really get that opportunity to play in a game like that because they're second and third and fourth stringers. The only reason why Florida State played in that game is because, one, they couldn't boycott out the game, and number two, secondly, because those kids who are second, third, fourth stringers was able to be on a platform that they probably never would be on because of come on, man.
They lost to that. Georgia has more. Georgia has more right to complain than FSU does, in my opinion.
Oh my goodness!
No, they don't. No, they don't. They don't have any right to complain. If they beat Alabama, they're playing on Monday. Is there anybody here that doubts that? They would have been that's a 30-game win streak. They're undefeated. They're playing on Monday. They have no right to complain. They lost. They had right here. Win the game, go to the playoffs. You lost, Rock. You lost.
No, you lost.
They have no right to complain. That's like saying, like, okay. So let me ask you this. So was it 2007? The year the Patriots went 18-0? Hold on, let me ask you this. The year that the Patriots went undefeated in the regular season, do they have a right to complain that they're not Super Bowl champions because they won most of the games? Should they have gotten Super Bowl rings because they won most of the games?
In the season, it's going to generally screw you over. If the best time to lose is early in the season, that's the best time to lose. Yeah, because you have a chance to redeem yourself. And if you're in the SEC, you lose it in one of those last two games, that's always
okay. So here's my question on the redemption.
Hey, Andre, the best time to lose is not at all. I mean, I used to think the best time to lose is not at all, but apparently,
the time to not lose is not at all. Number one, I agree with that.
Exactly.
Number two,
there's 4 teams that managed to do that. It's some other teams that didn't.
Right, and there's other teams that didn't lose. Right now, watch this. You said redeeming them yourself. You know how many close games Alabama was in this year?
Wait, didn't Alabama look like complete and utter dog shit against South Florida?
Marcus, that's BS. Marcus, they literally barely beat UCF. What are we talking about right now? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
You sure you want to go there, Marcus? Are you sure you want to go there with me? Because I could surely pull out every team that they played this year.
I'll answer it for you. Alabama and Georgia, because they've had so much success.
Oh, here we go.
Just like the Patriots. You remember when the Patriots, when Tom Brady was there, and every week that they play somebody.
Frederick, hold on, watch this. Marcus, you know what? I got an answer for all this. Every team should be in the SEC. That's it. Period. Point blank. Equal playing ground.
Hold up. So for Marcus's point, that means Princeton should be in the playoffs. Because I think Princeton has the most national championships of any college. So because of their past success, they should be in the playoffs. So the playoffs should have been like Princeton.
Right, they should have been like Princeton won more championships than anybody.
It's 2 Ivy League schools, Notre Dame, and I think Alabama's up there.
According to y'all's logic, an undefeated team from the Ivy League should get to go to the playoffs too because they won all their games. That's y'all's philosophy.
No, it's not. No. That's wrong. Absolutely not. That's not what I said. Marcus, don't try to move the goalposts again. You're trying to move it again. Marcus, I said Power 5 conference, sir. I said Power 5 conference, sir. Stop this.
All Power 5 conferences ain't created equal. Okay.
Oh, here we go with the ain't created equal stuff. So if that's the case, then let's all make them equal and they all should play in the SEC. Period. Because that is once again what we call biased. As much as you don't want to use the word bias.
You know what? All the NFL teams should all play in the AFC North.
Sure should.
They should all play in the AFC
Sure
North.
should.
That way, a team with a losing record don't get the home playoff game in the playoffs.
They sure should, but watch this, Marcus. As we know, those conferences. First of all, the damn NCAA calls them conferences, and in reality, they're divisions. They're divisions. They're divisions. Let's be clear on that. Stop it. 174. They're divisions. Conferences. Okay, whatever, Marcus. Number two. Secondly, Marcus, if we're talking about what's fair, and has integrity, then you can't sit up here and keep using the SEC bias as an argument for why teams who lose should go over Power 5 conferences who don't. I'm not understanding. Make this make sense.
Okay, I'm gonna make it make sense for you. You know how you prove the doubters wrong, and all of the people that say certain stuff win. Now, if Florida State would have went out there today, and they didn't get to go to the playoffs, and they go out there against Georgia today and beat Georgia.
Marcus, you know damn well that hold on, watch this. Marcus, that's cute. Marcus, that's cute. Marcus, that's cute because you know that if ifs and buts was candy and nuts, we'd be eating all day long. Number one. Number two. Secondly, number two, Marcus, is the NCAA football is college football business? Okay, so Marcus, you know damn well that college football is a business in which you can be promoted, correct? To the NFL, correct?
Yes.
Why in the HE double hockey stick would after you went 13-0 in a Power 5 conference that the NCAA made up those rules, right?
Yeah.
Why would you play in a bowl game that does not matter when you know you're going to be promoted? You know that Florida State had 17 starters who did not even play today. 7 of them which are NFL bound right now. Now, Marcus, you know that Georgia was not playing the real FSU team. They're playing the warm-up team, the team that gets the team ready for games. Stop this. Talking about 60-point loss. Georgia's a damn first of all, number one, I hope Georgia didn't take nothing out of this game to like go brag about 60 point win. That's bullshit.
Just like the NCAA,
that's nothing to brag about.
To the playoffs, we didn't get to go. Georgia took it out on them because Georgia felt like they should have been there. So they're like, you know what? We're going to show you that you shouldn't have been there. We should have been there. So we're going to beat y'all's brains in. Georgia played their players. Who's put what college has put more talent in the NFL in the past 3 years? What college has put more talent in the NFL in the past 3 years? Go ahead, Torch.
Oh, we know.
Right?
We know, but
Georgia,
guess what?
right?
We know. And they've also put
the
and let's not act now, Marcus. You talking about the SEC. Let's not act like the SEC hasn't put some busts in the NFL too now.
Every team does, but look, every team does. But Georgia has put a whole bunch of first-round talent in the NFL, and guess what? They still played all of their people and went out there and they said, you know what? This is our last college game. We're going to go out here and we're going to go out here and go kick their ass. And that's what they did. Florida State should be embarrassed. They need to be quiet. When you lose like that, you don't need to say nothing. You just go back to the drawing board like the Wile E. Coyote chasing the road runner and come up with another plan.
Marcus said, which Marcus is this? It's Marcus Betts, Marcus Herring. It's Marcus Betts. Doug said sound like excuses. Marcus said y'all getting off the topic. Doug said last 10, 15 years, Southeastern Conference loaded the league. Doug, exactly. I don't give it. Yeah, we know.
Exactly.
We know.
Exactly.
So?
Exactly. Exactly. If Florida State would have won today, y'all want to have it both ways. If Florida State would have won today and beat Georgia's ass.
Oh, I don't want to have it both ways. I'm going to be honest with you.
On this show right now, and y'all would have been like, see, we told you Florida State should have been in.
No, I wouldn't have. No, I wouldn't have. You know what I would have said?
Yeah.
You know what I would have said? I would have said Florida State should have been in regardless from the jump, not because they won this game. Dude, I've been saying, wait a minute, don't say yeah, okay. Hold on, time out. Then obviously, you guys did not watch me and Devon's debate. Then. If you don't believe that, then you didn't watch me and Devon's debate. Me and Devon's debate was clear cut and precise, and me and Devon actually, as much as we had difference of opinions, totally agreed on each other's premise, and actually felt like we had premise.
Was that one of your 2 a.m. shows?
I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn if it was 2 a.m., 4 a.m. We're adults, not kids. I'm sorry. I didn't know that you needed to have the Golden Girls show all the time. Thank you for being a friend. I don't do shows at 6 o'clock usually.
Talk about the Golden Girls. I like the Golden Girls.
I like them too, but I just don't like to do shows at that time. Now let me read these comments. Frederick, you gotta turn your joint on. I don't hear you. I can't hear you. You gotta turn your mic up. Turn your mic up. Hold on, but let me read these comments. Hold on.
I want to come in and chime in, man.
Hold on, Marcus. Don't leave yet, because I got comments for you. I got comments for you to listen to real quick before you go. Marcus Herring said Georgia was supposed to do that. Most of Florida State's best players didn't even play. He said, Doug said you got a Power 5 team in Ohio that couldn't sell 10,000 tickets to their bowl game. Marcus Herring said, if I was a player of FSU, I would have wanted to play because I would have wanted the opportunity to play versus the best to see how I performed and let the scouts, and let the scouts, etc., see how I performed versus a top team. He's talking about in the championship playoff, Marcus, not the game against Georgia.
They're still going to watch them just because you don't go to the playoffs. Just because you don't go to the playoffs, if you're a top level,
Marcus, you're not playing for anything.
Shedeur Sanders didn't go to the playoffs. So guess what? Everybody's watching every play that he makes. Caleb Williams, he didn't play in a bowl game, but guess what? They watch everyone. He still might go in the top 3.
Drake,
so it doesn't matter.
Drake, can you hear me out?
To the crop. If you're a good player, they're going to find you. If you're a good player, you're going to find you.
Can you inform Marcus of something? Can you let Marcus know some news that I just found out?
Some of those.
Hold on, Marcus. Wait a minute. Breaking news. Say what you just say that again, Frederick, for him.
I have breaking news for Marcus Betts. Marcus Betts, your Dallas Cowboys do not get to go to the playoffs. Now I know they're sitting there. What, y'all are 11-5? Y'all are number 2 in the conference. Y'all are sitting at the number 4, number 5 spot. But because y'all had like 30 years of futility in the playoffs, y'all don't get to go. Doesn't matter that you earned your spot on the field because y'all lost last year, the year before. We have decided that we don't want to see y'all lose in the playoffs anymore. So your Cowboys have been disqualified. Now that's dumb as shit, ain't it?
You are the biggest bandwagon fan out there. You're a Tampa Bay hockey fan.
Okay. First of all, First of all, Marcus Betts, do not fucking disrespect me like that. Do not disrespect my fandom like that. Do not disrespect my fandom like that. And you should see I'm serious right now. I'm not fucking joking. Don't call me a fucking bandwagon fan.
Marcus.
Do not disrespect me like that, dude. We go back. Don't fucking disrespect me like that. There's no cause for that. There's absolutely no cause for you to disrespect me like that, dude. Watch your fucking mouth. Do not call me a bandwagon fan. Who am I a bandwagon fan of? I can explain my fandom for each one of the teams that I follow. You done lost your damn mind with that. I've been Imperial with this damn Niner Empire since I was 4 years old. I picked my team. I didn't grow up in a household of 49er fans. I didn't grow up anywhere near California. I picked my team. I'm a Lightning fan because I was born in the city of Tampa. I'm a Rays fan because I was born in Tampa. I'm a Michigan fan because if you remember growing up in New Mexico, regional coverage was Texas teams. Those were afternoon games. Who played every fucking morning in New Mexico? The 10 o'clock game. Michigan was on every morning. I've been a Michigan fan since Jim Harbaugh was quarterback. Don't disrespect my fandom by calling me bandwagon, dude. We're not playing that.
I grew up in Maryland, And yes, I do follow the Ravens, but I'm a Dolphins fan through and through. Ravens would be my second team, but so I don't know.
Yeah, don't disrespect my fandom because you're losing this argument. But like I said, your Cowboys don't get to go to the playoffs because we're tired of watching them lose. Because we've predetermined that they are not good enough to play against the rest of the teams in the NFC. So regardless of what your Cowboys have done on the field, regardless of the parameters they have met, which is being one of the top 6 teams in the conference, they don't get to go because we've decided that they're not worthy. Now that's dumb as shit, ain't it? But this is literally what you're sitting here saying about Florida State. But see, when I say it about your team and you realize how stupid it sounds, then you want to give me your feelings. But when you do the exact same thing to another group of kids down in Tallahassee, you want to try to justify that.
That's my comparison because you're in an inferior conference. It sucks. It sucks.
Okay. So then 2 3 years ago when the NFC East was the worst conference in football, y'all sent a team to the playoffs, didn't you? Did you say anything then? When y'all sent a team to the
only team from the Big Ten that's had any success in the past 25 years. There's only been one team in the past 25 years that has won a national championship from the Big Ten. That's up north.
What does that have to do with the 2023 Florida State Seminoles? What does that have to do with the 2023 Florida State Seminoles?
Since Tom Brady was there.
He said, what does that have to do with the 2023 Florida State?
You're talking about stuff that happened before they were even born. In 2023, what does the fact that Alabama won a national championship a few years ago have to do with 2023? Is that what we're doing? So so that means the New England Patriots are going to the playoffs this year, right? Because in the last 20 years, no team's been to the playoffs more than the Patriots. So regardless of the fact that they're 4-11, they get to go to the playoffs, right? You see how dumb it sounds? Do you see how dumb your arguments sound? The 2023 Florida State Seminoles are an undefeated conference champion of a Power 5 conference. And the college football committee snatched the goalpost in front of them. And y'all are sitting here doing gymnastics trying to justify the bullshit that happened. Instead of just being integrity and having integrity and being honest and saying, yo, that was wrong. We would prefer to not see them, but we understand that what happened to them was wrong. Wrong is wrong.
Get embarrassed in front of the whole country.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They should have never got embarrassed by Georgia because they should have a game on Monday. You know it in your heart. Wrong is wrong. Just because you want to tape up for the SEC, wrong is wrong. The SEC did not get it done this year. They had their opportunities. Texas went to Tuscaloosa. All Nick Saban, the greatest coach ever, had to do was beat a Texas team that he had all summer to prepare for and a warm-up game. They didn't get it done. All Georgia had to do was go to the SEC championship game and beat Alabama. They didn't get it done. Florida State got it done, and a committee decided that they were going to take it from them, and it's wrong. And if you can't admit it's wrong, then I have to question your integrity. And I'll have to question you as a sports fan because why do you not want to see sports play out?
And you want to play Alabama with Nick Saban, probably the greatest college coach of one of the greatest college coaches of all time, and you're going to give him a month to prepare for a Florida State that's playing with their third string quarterback. Come on, bro. You got to stop it, man.
Hold on. Watch this. Hold on.
What does that have to do with sport? What does that have to do with sport?
And here's how I feel as a Florida State Seminoles fan if you do that, or a player if you do that. The motherfucker Alabama, those Alabama Crimson Tide motherfuckers bleed like we do. Let's get it on. Fuck what we talking about. What is we talking about?
Marcus, let me ask you a question. You're going to take a group of... Marcus.
Hold on, watch this.
Guess who else bleeds like you do? Georgia.
Guess
and
what?
They took all your blood out of
and
you.
Georgia lost. Hold on, but Georgia lost during the season. I don't give a damn. Georgia lost during the season. We talking about the NCAA rules made up. They lost. Georgia lost. Period. We didn't. I don't give a damn. We did. No. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear y'all talking that business stuff. And I'm talking about humanity and integrity. We won. We held up our end of the deal. We straight up,
Hold up.
no.
Andre,
Straight up,
straight.
no. We did what we were supposed to
Andre.
do. No. We did what we were supposed to do. So let our best play against Georgia.
You're automatically in the playoffs. Like, where does that say that? Please point to me where that says.
Every year has said it.
You're undefeated.
Jay Bernard. Every year, watch this. Every year has.
Where does it say that you're starting that an injury keeps you out of the playoff? Where does it say that? Since we're looking for stuff written down, where does it say that losing a player?
Tell me a year that it didn't happen. Tell me a year before this year that it didn't happen. No, Marcus, don't answer for him. Marcus, don't answer for him. Don't answer for him, Marcus.
But see, now Marcus don't want to talk about history. Now history doesn't matter.
Remember that chair game we used to play? That chair, the musical chairs.
We know that, Marcus. You know I know. You know I know.
You got 4 playoff spots for 5 power.
You're screwed Florida State for the sake of money, man. Just admit the truth.
Somebody get left out, and the NCAA was right. The team that got blasted by 60 points, they did deserve to be in the playoff.
Injuries. I agree with Marcus. I agree with Marcus.
Beat the brake dust off of them.
Hold on, watch this, Marcus. I agree with what Marcus Herring just said. Marcus Herring said injuries give others opportunity to shine. Marcus, you got to stop this. If this was any other league, any other country,
Hold up.
In the
Andre.
Shit. You know this, though, Marcus. Come on, man. Like this is
Andre, do me a favor. Ask Marcus why Dak Prescott is the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. Ask Marcus how Dak got that job.
Oh, see, here we go.
Marcus, how did Dak Prescott get the starting job for the Dallas Cowboys?
His job the same way that Brock Purdy got his.
No. We're not talking about. I'm asking you, how did Dakota Prescott get the starting job? The job for the starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys. How did that happen? What happened? What transpired?
Tony Romo got hurt.
Wait, so the quarterback got hurt. So then they just canceled Dallas' season, right? Or did the backup come in and play lights out and they let him continue playing?
Though he got hurt in the preseason.
Doesn't matter. Your starting quarterback, your Pro Bowl quarterback got injured. And what happened? The team continued to play.
Hold on, watch this, Marcus. Here's another thing that kills me too. Marcus.
Weird how when it affects you. Yeah.
This is where I feel weird, hypocritical vibes. Y'all talked about FSU getting smacked and booted up and down, right? But then Florida State's second string quarterback win, right? And then the third string quarterback the next week turned around and won too. So if that's the case, right, and you win with your first string, your second string, and your third string quarterback in a Power 5, Marcus, you make this make sense, man. You know damn well any other goddamn league, this ain't even a debate. It's not even there's not even an excuse you could make. An undefeated team in a Power 5 conference wins all of their games by double digits, bro. By double digits, and you do not get to make the playoff over your quarterback being injured. That is absolute corruption, and you know it. Come on.
Because here's what you do. Here's what you do. Okay, guys. We didn't get to go in the playoff, but guess what? For all you seniors out there, look, God, I'm telling you as a football player, guys. I'm telling you as a football player.
All those seniors you talking about get to go to the NFL. You think they risking that?
Let me finish. All you seniors out here, this is your last collegiate football game. Georgia has been winning national championship. Let's go over there and prove that we deserve to be on the same field with these guys. Okay, we can't get Alabama, we can't get Washington, we can't get Texas, we can't get whoever else is there, Michigan. But guess what? We're getting the runner-up from the SEC, who's been a dominant team the past 3 years.
Wait, whoa! How you gonna tell a champion that they get a runner-up? What kind of disrespectful bullshit is that? We are champions. They're runners-up. Yay! We get to play them? Are you out your damn mind? You tell a champion that they get to play a runner-up?
naysayers who said
You
that
have
you didn't deserve
absolutely no integrity right now, dude. None.
You just
Yeah, he is. Listen,
You have
Marcus, you gonna tell
you
an
have no
undefeated
integrity right
champion
now,
that
dude.
you
None.
were
None when it comes to this situation. When it comes to this conversation, you have zero integrity. You gonna tell a bunch of champions that they should be honored to play as runners up?
when I go out in the field, every time I go out to go play football, I'm trying to win a game. You ain't gonna tell me I don't deserve to be. Oh, I don't deserve to be out there in the playoffs. Okay, cool. I'm upset about that. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take it out on Georgia. And what you did is you went out there and peed down your leg, and you proved the naysayers.
I think they didn't care.
No, you didn't prove nothing. What you did was give people who are fraudulent and disingenuous the ability to say the dumb stuff y'all are saying right now.
Hear me out on this. Hear me out. So back in the day, people said that black men couldn't be fighter pilots, the Tuskegee Airmen. They finally get an opportunity. It's like, okay, you can't fly P-51 Mustangs. You can't fly fighter planes. Okay, we're going to give you an opportunity. We're going to give you an opportunity to fly fighter planes. And then all of the Tuskegee Airmen wreck all of the damn airplanes. You prove the naysayers right. You know how you prove naysayers wrong? You win.
Bro, you acting like, hold on, time out.
No. Let me make your analogy. No. Let me take that analogy and equate it to this situation. No. Let me make your analogy make sense of the situation. You have America telling these black men that they can't fly planes. So what America did was give them a bunch of paper planes and then tell them to go throw those. And instead of saying, and then the Tuskegee Airmen was like, we're not throwing these paper planes, fuck y'all. They didn't give them the planes. You didn't give Florida State the planes. You told them they couldn't fly the planes, and then you gave them paper planes, and you expected them to be happy with that. You didn't put them in the planes. Putting them in the planes would be having them play on Monday. You didn't give them the damn planes, Marcus. That's the problem with your analogy. The Tuskegee Airmen got to actually fly the planes. You didn't let Florida State fly the planes.
You got to play against the defending national champion.
He said them ain't the planes, though. He said them ain't the planes, though. He said them ain't the planes.
Those aren't the planes. The planes are on Monday. The two games that are Florida State should be playing against Washington on Monday nights. That's the plane. If you want to make that analogy work, then you say, okay, Florida State, y'all don't have Jordan Travis. You think you deserve? Go out there on Monday night as the number 3 seed and play against the number 2 seed Washington Huskies. That's giving them the planes.
And the defending national champion, and you went out there.
That ain't got nothing to do with this year. That ain't got nothing to do with this year. Guess what? A lot of them Bulldogs with championship rings playing on Sundays. That ain't got nothing to do with this year. Giving them the planes would be if they were playing Monday night against the Washington Huskies. That's giving them the planes. You didn't give them the planes. You told them the planes, and you took the planes away. And you said, hey, sit over here and play with these fucking building blocks. That's what you did. What bowl game was this? The Orange Bowl?
You making them seem like they had the
Orange Bowl is not a plane. That's a building block. You gave them Lego.
They lifted off on the flight line. They crashed. They crashed into the damn refueling
They weren't in a plane, Marcus. Your analogy is false. Your analogy is false. They were not in the plane. The plane is on Monday nights. See, the thing with the Tuskegee Airmen is they told them they couldn't fly the planes. But you know what? They let them fly the plane. You didn't let Florida State fly the plane. You didn't. You gave them Lego and told them to go sit in the corner with something completely that had nothing to do with the planes. Nobody gives a damn about the Orange Bowl. Bowl games became meaningless when you did the college football playoff. Bowl games are for teams that had mediocre seasons. Hey, we lost 4 or 5 games, but we get to play in the Meineke Car Care AutoZone Pop-Tart Bowl.
And make $5 million for your university.
Marcus,
Why would I want to make $5 million for the university? How much of that is the university giving me? How much of that $5 million is going in my pocket as a second string safety? How much of that $1 million am I getting? For who? For what? For who? For what? I've already made Florida State millions of dollars. Why do I care about going out here and making them millions more dollars? That ain't what? Why am I getting that money? Are they taking that $1 million and dividing it up against all these players? Am I getting a check?
Nope.
Am I getting a check from Florida State University, from the Orange Bowl committee, from the NCAA, from the ACC? Is anyone in these cutting me a check? So for who, for what?
Look, with the bowl games,
You
get
got
the
a
money.
scholarship. You got to play.
Still get the money, and you went out there.
No, they don't get the money. The college get the money. The players don't get the money.
The college get the money.
All of
The college ain't tackling no damn body. I got to go out there and tackle some people so the college can get money. The college already has money.
You still get paid. And whoever the sponsor was who sponsored that game against Georgia, they should take Florida State's money and be like, give us our money back.
You know what I would have did?
Marcus, why do the Florida State players give a damn about the University of Florida State getting money? Last time I checked, Florida State ain't on the verge of bankruptcy. They weren't out there to save the school. The school going to be fine. The school is going to be fine. Florida State has national championship trophies. They got ACC championship trophies. But the kids on this roster this year did not get the opportunity they earned to potentially play for a national championship. That was taken from them by a room full of people that are fraudulent and full of shit. And as a person who's supposed to be a sports fan, I don't understand how you don't see this.
If it would have been my say, and I know Frederick would agree with this because we both actually thought of this too, Marcus, I'd have let them flip the coin. As soon as they flipped the coin, I'd have headed to the bench, and everybody would have walked off the field. Then what?
Hell yeah. You screwed us last minute, we gonna screw you last minute.
What did they play?
Then what?
What did they play today? That's what they should have just walked off the field. That's what they should have did because they didn't even show up. But gentlemen, I got to get out of here.
Hold on. Watch this, Marcus. Real quick though, Marcus Herring said this. He said Tom Brady came from Drew Bledsoe. Said Kurt Warner. Said Jeff Hostetler. Said look at the Cleveland Browns now. Said Marcus, come on, just admit it. Florida State got screwed over money, and you know it. You know it.
You know it.
Florida State ought to be embarrassed with the way that they played today. No, that's what they need to be concerned about. The way that they represented their school today, they embarrassed themselves today. And you proved that they was right. You proved all the people who said that you shouldn't be there.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
No, I don't agree.
They would have proved them right. If Washington blew them out on Monday night, then you could make that argument.
Right. All the players would have been there. I would believe that if everybody would have played and then they get their boots smoked.
Andre, no. Because even if all the players would have suited up, there's no possible way. It is not humanly possible for you to go out there and give the same effort today that you would give on Monday night. Because all throughout this game, this is not where you're supposed to be. The only way that they could have proved the naysayers right is if the Washington Huskies would have blown them out on Monday night in the game that they deserved to be in and the game that they would have went all out for. That's the only way.
Every time that I ever put on the pass, I wanted to win. Because
congratulations,
bro. You're putting that, and again, I try to.
They won every game, Marcus. Marcus, they won every game, though.
Tank played collegiate football.
Marcus, they won every game.
I'm telling you the mentality of a football player. For you people out here who've ever played football, I played football. I was a state champion in high school, and I played collegiate football. I'm telling you, as a collegiate football player, every time when I went to high school, I lost 2 football games my entire high school career. 2-time state champion. I go to New Mexico Military Institute, and we lose 10 straight games. And you know what? It was hard for me because I wasn't used to losing football games. But guess what? Every time that I put on my pads, every time I put on my helmet, it's got my name on the back. So I'm going to always represent. So they can sit over there and they can try to make whatever excuses that they want. The mentality of Marcus Betts, when I play football, I want to win every game that I play against. The way that I would have taken that if I would play for Florida State, I would have been like, okay, they want to screw us out of this.
Of course, because you just shown you don't have any integrity when it comes to this. So, of course, you would have.
That would have been my mentality. Because guess whose mentality that was? Georgia. Because Georgia felt like they got screwed. And they said, you know what? What we're going to do, we're going to take it out on Florida State. We're going to take it out of there. Oh, we didn't get to go to the playoffs either.
That's because Florida State had nothing to lose. They lost already.
We didn't lose until the SEC championship, and we get kicked out of the
game. They lost already.
We don't get to go to the playoffs. Let's just sit all of our players and sit over here and mope. No. we're going to go over there and we're going to kick the dog snot out of Florida and make them. We're going to take our anger out on Florida State. That's what should have been Florida State's
Georgia.
mentality.
But here's the thing: Georgia didn't have a case, though. That's the thing that y'all are missing. Georgia had no case.
Right. Georgia didn't even have a case. Georgia lost.
Georgia controlled their own destiny. All they had to do was beat Alabama. They didn't.
Lost.
All they had to do was beat Alabama. They didn't.
They lost. Say the word lost.
Georgia has no gripe. There's absolutely nobody in Bulldog Nation that can gripe about not being in the college football playoff.
You know what Georgia proved today?
Hey, wait a minute. FSU best win was who? Notre Dame. Doug, stop this. Doug, I'm gonna act like you didn't just post that. Hold on, Marcus. Doug, I'm gonna act like you didn't just post that. Please erase that and correct that, bro. I know that your sports acumen is 10 times better than what you just posted. Florida State's best win was Notre Dame. Dude, they didn't even play Notre Dame this year. Come on now. Erase that. Please erase that. For the sake of
Georgia
you my bro, please.
What Georgia proved today was the SEC's runner-up is better than the ACC's champion. That's what they proved by 60 points.
No, they didn't. And I'm gonna say this: that thinking is literally stupid. For you to sit here and act as if Florida State playing in this game as opposed to a playoff game doesn't matter. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous for you to sit there and try to make that argument, to actually act as if Georgia played against Florida State's best players that they could have fielded and against their best effort. And then for you to act as if Florida State didn't have a reason to not give their best effort is fraudulent and disingenuous.
Team that won all of their games into the SEC. Georgia was upset. Guys, Georgia was upset because they're win multiple national championships, like back-to-back national championships.
Does not matter. You don't get credit for winning national championships 2 years ago. What did they do this year? They lost. L-O-S-T. Lost. There's your opportunity. Their opportunity for Georgia was not taken from them by a room full of people. Alabama took it from them on the field where they had the chance to fight for it. Florida State's opportunity was taken from them by a room full of people in a sealed room. They did not give Florida State the opportunity to fight for their opportunity. Florida State fought for their opportunity on the field 13 times, and they won all 13 of those fights, and then somebody sitting in a room took it from them. Georgia's opportunity was not taken from them by people in the field. They lost it on the field. Why are you not understanding that that's not the same thing?
You go out there and get worse than the Broncos.
Do not bring up the teams out of the question that you were too cowardly to answer. Don't bring that back because you still haven't answered that question. So don't try to bring that back into the argument.
The analogy is that, Marcus?
Question about 17 straight times, and you danced around it like Fred Astaire. So don't try to come back to that now.
Hold on,
I don't know where they do that at.
Analogy for that one, a beautiful one, Marcus.
What's that?
That 70-point game you talking about against Denver matters not one lick if Miami and Jay Renard, I done told you this 1,000 times over. I tell you one more time. Y'all better beat Baltimore this week. Okay. You laughing. You laughing. I'm telling you right now. Y'all better beat Baltimore this week.
Why?
Keep laughing. Because he know what comes up the week after if they don't.
Okay, yeah, we got an ass whooping for Buffalo at home.
Bro, you sitting up here saying that. Well, how about this? How about I use your analogy y'all been using about the SEC as it pertains to Buffalo and Miami? You know damn well that the only win y'all got against Buffalo in the last 11 tries was the heat stroke game in which Isaiah McKenzie didn't run out of bounds. Nice try, though. Yeah, I mean, you really don't got much of a – in the last 11 tries, bro, Buffalo has destroyed, smoked your boots.
Josh Allen throwing the game-winning touchdown pass five yards in front of the end zone. How about that? Let's call it that game.
Oh yeah, or that one too. Yeah, we could call it that too. We could call it that too. But the fact still remains. Hold on, well, watch this. We can still, and the fact still remains. Jay Renard, Marcus can talk for you all you want. And that's cool because he a Cowboys fan, so he ain't even got no whatchamacallit in this.
They don't get to go to the playoffs. They don't get to go to the playoffs. The committee's decided.
You know what time it is the week after, player. I told you this already. Do not let it come down to the last week. Do not. I'm telling you for a fact. Do not let it come down to the last week, Jay Renat. Y'all better handle y'all business today.
It's not gonna happen, George.
All right, you keep talking that. Watch. Oh my God, I cannot. Marcus, you got the receipts right here on Rise Up Late Night. I don't want to hear nothing.
He's got receipts from last night.
Marcus,
so
I don't want to hear nothing.
Because I got receipts as long as, like I said, CVS. So
okay, that's good. You better keep all them receipts. Marcus can't talk you out of these receipts that you all these checks you writing that your ass gonna have to cash. If y'all lose to Baltimore tonight, I'm gonna sit here and I'm calling you. Listen, Jay, I'm calling you. I told you what I was gonna do if it come down to it. You gonna get a call every week, and I'm just gonna play Undertaker music for you the whole week, bro. The whole week. I
have a question for you though. In all honesty, I have a legit question for you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it is not possible that Miami could play their asses off and Baltimore is just flat the whole day? Like, you don't think that could happen either?
So that could happen. That very well could happen.
Whoa. Hold up.
I'm going to say,
wait, Andre. Whoa. Why are we talking about what could happen? Hold up. Talking about what could happen is what we do in sports, right? Because in sports, anything could happen. But I believe your two callers have been spending this whole time talking about, nope, we know what's going to happen. So why are we talking about what could happen? Lamar Jackson is the MVP candidate. Baltimore has a top defense. So Miami has lost. So Miami doesn't get to play tomorrow, right? Because in sports, we let it play out on the field. But these two callers have been telling us for this last hour that what could happen doesn't matter. Am I missing something? Andre, is that not right?
Jay,
sports don't matter, right?
Set them right up.
Nah, you don't get to move them goalposts. I see you moving. Nah, put them chains down, leave them goalposts right where they're at. You've been sitting there talking about, we know what's going to happen, we can tell what's going to happen, blah, blah, blah. So, you know what? Miami, take your loss.
Woodwork, because I don't want to see everybody going back into their little cubbies and being like, oh yeah, well Miami did this or that, or Miami got lucky.
No, Miami doesn't even get to play. Y'all don't even get to play because on paper Baltimore's a better team, so you don't get to play. We are going to take the opportunity from you. The games do not matter. That's what you've literally been arguing, and do not backtrack now. That's literally the argument you've been making this whole time. The games do not matter. All that matters is what we think is going to happen, and that's what we base matchups on. So Miami, y'all don't get to go to the playoffs either. You know why? Because y'all ain't been worth a damn since Dan Marino, early in Dan Marino's career. So you don't get to go to the playoffs. So you might as well hang up. Right? Or we change the narrative again. Is that what we doing? We change the narrative again?
Right. Just like Florida State could have played their best and Washington could have been flat.
Exactly. Right. So both the callers, y'all might as well kiss the baby because the Cowboys don't get to go to the playoffs, neither do the Dolphins. Because neither one of y'all franchises have done shit in the postseason in like 30 years. So neither one of y'all get to go. Because we don't let things play out on the field.
Because he know.
Miami's rolling out of Baltimore with a win. That's the bottom line. You can take it however way you want to take it. But
now, if they don't, hold on. If they
notice how he ain't addressed nothing I said because he ain't got a leg to stand on.
Title.
Okay, so watch this. And if they don't, sir, if they do not walk out of Baltimore tomorrow with a W, just know that I'm playing as soon as I get out of the Bills game. After they beat the Patriots, I'm coming right out the Bills game and I will be playing Undertaker music starting tomorrow and every day after until the Bills play Miami. Because you know what time it is, bro.
I personally don't think you're going to do any of that because if you lose to New England, because those games go off at the same time. If you lose to New England, you ain't going to say nothing.
Okay. I'm going to tell you right now.
You lose to New England and get swept.
All right,
Mac
so
Jones and
that's what you
Bailey
think.
Zappi.
You think that Buffalo getting swept by New England. All right, well, guess what? I'm just gonna tell you that I'm sure Buffalo has a better chance of beating New England than Miami has a better chance of beating Baltimore. And I'm telling you,
I disagree.
You better okay. All right, you better come out with a W tomorrow.
I disagree with that.
You better come out with a W.
Disagree?
Yeah, please explain why Miami will win tomorrow. That's what I want to know too.
I'm talking about the chances
today.
You're saying that Buffalo has a greater chance of beating New England than Miami does of Baltimore. I disagree. The reason why is the number one factor. AFC East opponent. That game could go either way, all day, any day, every Sunday. So there.
Oh, that's
where it ends.
Oh, so guess what? I'm glad that you said that because like I said, I'm glad that you said that. That's lovely. I'm glad you said it because guess what happens if you don't beat Baltimore next week in Miami when Buffalo comes see your asses? Oh, it could go either way, and you know deep down in your heart that the Buffalo Bills and snatched y'all 10 out of the last 11 times. You know it. And it includes playoffs.
I just want to know why he had the audacity to talk about any given Sunday, which is a phrase that basically means that anything can happen in sports. Why do you have the audacity to bring that up now?
Just remember, y'all got y'all 38-20, and y'all had y'all best players, by the way. Oh, it wasn't no Florida State nonsense where y'all best players wasn't playing when y'all got y'all boot smoked by 28 points.
Excuse me. No, we did not, because Jalen Ramsey was not in that game.
Oh, Jalen Ramsey about to make a difference. Oh, boy.
Armstead was not in that game.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Armstead. He about to make a difference, too. All right. Yo, I cannot. Can I ask you a question? Was Armstead in those games that y'all got beat previous to?
Jalen Ramsey, ever since he's come back, that defense is different.
Oh, okay. Watch this. I'm telling you right now. You about to see? Y'all better win. Y'all better win today. I'm telling you right now. Matter of fact, my pick is Miami to beat Baltimore this week. My pick is Miami to beat Baltimore this week. I'm going solely off the confidence of Jay Renard. Watch this. And if they don't win, Jay, all you're going to hear is the bells toll. As soon as you know what time it is, as soon as you see my name pop up on your messenger, sir, you know what's getting played. Matter of fact, I might even just play it because I don't even got to call you to play it. I'm just going to play it and record it for you just so you can hear it. Now, just watch. Just watch. You going to be a sad ass. Come the end of the season.
All right.
Marcus talking all that 70 points crap. He gonna be a sad ass when Miami 6. When Miami number 6 in the for the playoffs, number 6. It's gonna be bad as hell. Watch.
Okay. I'm glad that you're confident like that.
Okay, watch this. Ramsey versus Diggs last few games. You do know that Diggs has scored on Ramsey in multiple games. Yo, here we go. Here we go. All I'm going to say is, you better have your A game ready, boy. The gauntlet is still there. You got the 2 B's coming at you. Baltimore and Buffalo the next 2 weeks. Y'all have fun with that, by the way.
Just remember what we did to Baltimore last year.
Total. Okay, so watch this. You said that your team different.
You remember that or what?
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that Baltimore team not having the same offensive weapons either.
Really?
Yeah. What you mean, really?
What?
Wait, hold up. So that game matters. It's funny how these dudes just pick and choose when games matter. Now games matter. Now what you did against Miami last year matters. Okay, that's cute.
Roger, we've been catching them all night.
No integrity whatsoever.
To me, with
They've been
anything.
getting caught. They've been getting caught in their own stuff tonight. Him and
Just
Marcus.
just
Marcus, too, I
just
can't believe
just the
Marcus
whole
Betts.
day, just all night.
Marcus Betts over here selling it.
That's
He over
see,
here
that's what
selling
happens
it,
when you stand on the side of wrong.
buddy.
When you stand on the side of blatantly wrong, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard to not trip yourself up when you stand on the side of blatantly wrong. Because now all of a sudden, history matters. Now all of a sudden, games matter. Now all of a sudden,
Oh, I called you out last
any
night.
given Sunday,
The
Yeah.
Dolphins is
You
ridiculous.
called who out last night?
I called you out. You watched Marcus's show last night. I called you out.
I didn't even hear you call.
Oh,
Oh,
you
now I'm
out.
definitely watching.
I
You called me out for
Watson.
what?
What?
Why'd you call me out? I want to hear this.
Because y'all like you disrespect. You don't give any respect to the Miami Dolphins
I cannot.
whatsoever.
Jay
You guys
Renat.
are sleeping
Jay
on a
Jay
team
Renat. I can't believe
that
you
can
talking about
literally
respect.
make it to the Super Bowl.
Mo-
Miami can beat any team in the AFC right now.
Jay Renat. I literally sung your goofy ass theme music like 1,000 times over. That was respect when I sung it. Miami Dolphins.
When did you do that?
Miami
When did
Dolphins.
you do that?
Come on, man. You know I did this 1,000 times on the radio shows, on podcasts. You know this. Jay, I give y'all respect by singing that goddamn goofy ass song all the time. Cut it out. Number one. Number two, I gave you respect in the beginning of the year when I told you after I seen week 1 the Bills play, I said y'all better win the division or y'all really look goofy. Because if the Buffalo Bills win the division, sir, you guys are the ultimate choke artists to me. If y'all do not win that division and y'all get beat by the Buffalo Bills, who struggled all year, literally was 6-6, literally should have been 4-8. If y'all lose the division to the Bills, bro, ultimate choke artist. I don't want to hear nothing. I'm coming to play those bells. Them bells is getting tolled all over your messenger, bro. I'm telling you right now. I already told you. And I could have swore we made a bet too. Did we make a bet on this? Because I could have swore we made a bet.
What bet did we make?
I could have swore we made a $50 bet, sir.
For what?
About the division.
That Miami was going to win the division?
Yeah, that you said Miami gonna win the division, and I said, okay, I will bet you $50 that they don't.
I don't remember that. When did we do that?
Bro.
When did we do that?
This was a couple weeks ago. I
Nah,
remember.
we definitely wouldn't have did that.
Yes, we did, and we did it on the radio. I got the receipt. You want to bet me? Let me call Mookie. Want me to call Mookie?
Yeah, I want to.
Mookie gonna tell you. I don't think. Yeah, he caught Jennifer. He caught amnesia. Yep, he caught amnesia. Watch. Matter of fact, I'm on the radio tomorrow after the Bills game, so I'm gonna call it out, Mister. You called me out. Watch this on the radio tomorrow. I'm calling out Jay Renat, and I'm like, your Miami Dolphins lost to the Baltimore Ravens, and I'm gonna be like, Jay, let me see if I could play this clip where we bet it $50, and I'm gonna play it on the radio.
There we go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I want to hear you catch amnesia, like y'all done caught amnesia on how the NCAA done pulled this bullshit over your eyes this year with this BS. You undefeated champion not making a damn. I cannot. By no understanding, I cannot, bro. Money and clicks, bro. Just say that it was a business move. I put Alabama in there,
Exactly.
business move.
Just
say
be
that.
honest and say we are a business. We are a farm system for the NFL. We are here to generate maximum revenue. We are going to.
Oh, hold on. No. Marcus didn't say that though. Marcus is making it seem like, oh yeah, because y'all wouldn't have been competitive. Bro, that is the weakest fucking narrative.
I agree with that, though. That's
I can't agree with that.
The committee took it as a whole and said, "Look, okay."
I can't agree with that, though.
Money,
I can't agree with that. You know how many upsets happen every year in every sport?
Exactly.
I can't agree with that.
Of course. He knows because he
Literally
just
took
said any given Sunday.
away that opportunity. They didn't even have a chance to prove themselves, and they were undefeated.
Okay.
They won every game by double digit. I cannot. Y'all can sit up there and try to put any excuse y'all want to put on it, but
Mark, Andre, before I go, let me just ask Jay one question before I go. So Jay, you said that you understand that it's a business and blah blah blah, right? Is that correct?
right, they know.
Okay.
Mhm.
So with it being a business decision and with these being amateur student athletes, can you admit that that's wrong?
Come on, Jay. And they amateur student athletes. Come on, bro.
If they are amateur student athletes,
And do that. In the
they are not
NFL.
employees of this business. Can you admit that it is wrong for a business to screw over amateur student athletes who are not paying out of money that they're generating with their business? Can you admit that's
Come
wrong?
on. You know they wouldn't even do that in any other league. They wouldn't even do that in the minors.
Can you
They
hear
wouldn't
me?
even do that in minor
I
baseball.
was part of
They
that.
wouldn't do
I
that.
was a student.
I don't know if he's able to hear me.
Myself.
Is he able to hear me?
Yeah,
What'd you
yeah.
say?
He said he said he get it. He said he get it. But my thing is, they wouldn't even do that in minor baseball. They wouldn't even do that in minor league
Okay.
hockey. They wouldn't even do that in minor league They wouldn't even do that in basketball, bro. College,
Okay, but I got a follow-up question. Wait,
it's not.
Structured that
No,
way.
it's not.
They're not
No, it's
structured
not.
like
Yes, they are.
NCAA
Hold on, watch this.
structured.
Yes, they are. All
No, they're not.
NCAA. Yes, they
No,
are.
they're not.
College. Watch this. College baseball is structured the same way college football is, sir. College basketball is structured the same way college football is, sir. Let's stop this
Wait a
nonsense
minute.
now.
Whoa.
Wait.
NCAA baseball is absolutely not structured that way.
No.
Because you
The
can have-
teams are. The teams are all structured in the same conference. What are we talking about? They're all still in the same conferences.
they're
What
all
are we
yeah,
talking
but
about?
Wait.
That tournament is
Wait.
a bigger tournament. Hey, what are you even saying?
It don't even matter. Okay,
Hold-
that's even worse. That don't matter. Is it a bigger? You saying it's a bigger tournament? That doesn't, dude. That does not matter when it comes
It
down
does
to
matter.
selection. Yes, no, it doesn't.
You're talking about 4 teams right now. I mean, obviously, it's going to expand
Wait.
next season.
No, it don't.
Andre,
Because watch
Drake,
this.
before y'all go down the rabbit hole,
They do not
before you-
select. They don't do selection on college baseball. No, they don't.
I know they don't.
They
I know
do
they
in
don't.
basketball. They do in
hold up, before
basketball.
y'all go down that rabbit hole, because I got to take off. So we've
Go ahead, sir.
we've established that it's a business and they are doing what they need to do to make revenue, and they're doing it at the expense of amateur student athletes who they're not paying, and we've established that it's wrong. So then to sit here and not be upset about it, to be supportive of it, what does that say about you and your integrity? And on that note, Dre, I appreciate you having me on. Always a pleasure. We got to make sure that we don't go this long without it. But yeah, if you can acknowledge that an entity is shitting on a group of people and that it's wrong, but then you're standing here and supporting it, says a lot about your character.
Okay.
Y'all have a good one. I'm out.
Take myself out of this, okay, as a player, okay? If my son was playing at Florida State and they were undefeated like they were, right?
Mhm.
And they got bounced and they weren't given the opportunity to make that college playoff, would I be, as a parent, pissed off? Absolutely. I think it would be fucking atrocious that happened. But, and this is why I'm saying I agree with what you guys are saying, but I understand why it happened. I'm not saying that it should have happened. I know why it did. And that's why, and you guys aren't accepting that.
Oh, see, I know
pissed
why
off.
it happened too. I'm just not accepting that because I know it's wrong. I'm not accepting nothing that's wrong. I can't. As a person, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting. So that's like putting shit in my face, telling me to eat it, and I know it's wrong, but
Get
accept it
that.
anyway. No,
Dude,
sir.
I get that. And that's what Marcus was trying to say too. Like, these guys still had to play Georgia. And I don't give a fuck if they weren't ready to play or half the team didn't play. Like Marcus says, when we go out and we play and we put those pads on, we're playing. Let's go. Let's go. Like,
I totally understand that part.
If Florida State had pride, you fucking go out there and you compete. And they did not compete. So that's why Marcus, again, with his argument was they proved everybody right. All the naysayers right because they said Florida State
I'm
doesn't
gonna be honest with you. I don't think Florida State gave. You want me to be honest? I don't think Florida State gave a damn about tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you.
That might be true, but then why do you go out there and absolutely embarrass your school?
Honestly, they didn't embarrass their school. You want to know why? They didn't embarrass their school? Because they still gonna be Florida State next year. They still gonna be Florida State next year. Florida State. You think the historical Florida State Seminoles program is embarrassed by tonight? If you think that, you're crazy. You're crazy beyond belief.
Coach,
if you think that they feel embarrassed by tonight.
Coach, you've played sports. Frederick, I'm sure you've played sports. There's a thing called pride. So when you go out there and you play, I don't care if you're wrestling Andre the Giant or
Thank you.
Whatever.
Hold on. Watch this.
There's a sense of pride.
Well, watch this. Okay, so you talk about pride, right? Look at this comment that's up on the screen right now. The school was embarrassed by the selection committee. Correct. Facts. No, they didn't. No, they did not. I'm out, man. Who was the Facebook user? I need to know this because he was in here definitely going in. Willie Fontaine, what's good, my bro? I see you too. Only 3 of them next game after us. Dallas, Denver, and Jacksonville. Buffalo has too many bad losses. They took too many bad losses. Jets, New England, Denver, Cincinnati. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm telling Jay Renard, I'm telling you right now, if Miami let Buffalo win this division after all these bad losses, close losses this year, bro, you guys are the ultimate choke artists of this. What is it, 2020? Of this decade.
They already did that. They already did that on national TV. That Tennessee Titans game, that was our game. And we fucking lost.
And you choked it. And you choked it.
That was gross.
And you choked it. That loss right there is going to come back and bite you in the ass. Because Buffalo, I'm telling you right now.
Definition of
you don't want
defensive failure.
You want to let it hang in the balance of the last week of the season? Buffalo versus Miami. And by the way, this ain't September Miami. This is January Miami that you're playing the Bills in, by the way. Which means ain't no heat stroke and ain't none of that advantage, that heat advantage shit that y'all had last year too. I'm just gonna let it be known. You sure you wanna let it hang in the balance of that? Because I wouldn't. I'm gonna tell you right now, I wouldn't. Especially when the narrative right now is if your boy, watch this.
We should have had that wrapped up.
I tell you what.
That Tennessee game.
I tell you what.
You're crazy.
I tell you what. Watch this. I tell you what. And y'all ain't gonna like it because I heard y'all talking about it yesterday too. But I'm gonna bring this to the forefront too. As much as I do not want to sound like I'm rocking with the Bills. Shout out to my guy who made that song, right? By the way, rocking with the Bills. As much as I don't want to seem like that, but if Josh Allen goes out here and puts up not one great game, but 2, and they win the division, and they're the number 2 seed, I would call Roger Goodell and them up right now and tell them to give Josh Allen the MVP award.
You're out of your mind.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. I knew that was going to get that response from you, Jay Renard. If we're going by pattern, because you guys like to go by pattern, all y'all premise has been pattern all night long, right? If we're going by pattern, right? Tell me what player right now accounts for more touchdowns for his team than Josh Allen. Name one.
Raheem Mostert.
No, sir, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Not even close. Josh
MVP.
Allen, hold on. Josh Allen accounts for 83% of his team's scoring, sir. Do you know the last 5 years that the MVP has won by having the highest accountability for scoring for their teams? Lamar Jackson had 74% the year he won. Aaron Rodgers had 78% the year he won. Who else has won recently? MVP. That's
Patrick Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes was 77%. Sir, they have had the highest accountability, and they're all quarterbacks. Y'all can talk all that running back shit and all that wide receiver shit all y'all want. I'm telling you right now, a quarterback will win this year. Again.
Nope. I guarantee you it's not going to happen this year.
Again.
I would not be mad if it was Christian McCaffrey because I think he deserves it.
Okay. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Christian McCaffrey deserves it too. But if we're going by pattern, which is what I just said in the very beginning of this conversation,
yeah.
I said by pattern, Josh Allen, if he puts up the next 2 games, I'm telling you now, by pattern, Josh Allen should be MVP of the league. I'm telling you. And they're the number 2 seed after the season that he's had all year, all the scrutiny, bro. I would call up Roger Goodell and be like, well, you better live by the pattern that you lived by for the last 5 years since we talking about pattern tonight. The Madden cover guy would be MVP. Sorry to tell you. And that's just facts. You could go by stats. The stats show.
Yeah, I like Josh Allen, so I don't have
I know.
I just don't think that he's I don't know. I just don't think that he's even remotely in that conversation. Because you've got Lamar Jackson, who probably leads all the quarterbacks in the MVP vote.
Well, obviously, I'm telling you that's because of what they just did to San Francisco. But what I would tell you is just remember the pattern. He could lead all MVP votes right now because his team is the best team in the league. But it is not most valuable team, it's most valuable player. And I'm telling you right now, if you're going by the pattern, Josh Allen fits the criteria according to the equation in pattern. And on that note, I'm going to get up out of here too, because we've been up 2.5 hours. So tomorrow on the radio, I'm going to be on the radio 6 o'clock after the Bills game. Then I'm going to do another Rise Up Late Night, by the way, y'all. And I'm glad I got a lot of people on here. I'm going to do Rise Up Late Night again. And we're going to talk about week 18. No, 17, sorry. 17 coming up. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Because it's going to be fun. And it's going to be an explosive one. I'm sure. Monday, what is Monday? New Year's. Monday is New Year's. College football games, Monday too. I may do. New Year's Eve night is tomorrow night. So I'm probably not going to do a New Year's Eve night because y'all probably going to be super busy. I will do it New Year's night, Monday night, for sure. Yeah, Monday. But I will be at Highmark Stadium At 10:30. What time is it right now, Jay? Oh, it's 1:34. Yeah, I will be at Highmark in a couple hours for the New England game.
I'll just make sure you don't go missing after tomorrow, 4:30.
Oh no, I ain't going missing. I'm gonna be right there. I ain't going missing. I can't go missing. I can't go missing. Facebook user, who's the Facebook user? He said he gonna be at the game too. Well, if you're gonna be at the game too, then that means I will see you tomorrow for sure. Now, with that being said, I appreciate all the love and respect and support tonight. Again, Rise Up Late Night. I have not had this much fun on Rise Up Late Nights since we started this 6 years ago. Rise Up Late Nights. So Jay Renata, I appreciate you, man. I tell you, no other entity, no other sports community is like our community. Straight up, there is no other sports community that is better than our sports community right here. None. Zero. By the way, shout out to the Lady Predators too. I cannot wait. I cannot wait to get to work with them. By the way, I don't know if I announced this or I told y'all this, but the Firestarter will be announcing women's tackle football and tackle football league that they got going on. Rochester has created a team. I will be working with their media and commentary. So we stepping in and other other historical places. Because come on, women's tackle football, you gotta love that. Now I have watched LFL. For those who've watched LFL, have you ever watched LFL, Jay?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. You should. When the football season is off, don't let your wife catch you though. You're gonna get in trouble. She's gonna think that you're trying to stare at butts and buns. But the LFL is a really good football league to watch. If you want to see like ladies tackle football, watch it. It's gonna be phenomenal. I'm telling you, man. And sooner or later, I'm gonna be honest. If Buffalo don't have a team, shoot, Marcus, I'm gonna be giving you a call, bro, because I think that's something that might be legendary to put together.
Nice.
How I sign up? I used to play in high school. Oh, Shannon, I got you. Inbox me, Shannon. Shout out to Shannon Robinson, by the way. Inbox me. I got the information for you. Inbox me. Jennifer, I definitely will tag you. Doug, you know you my guy. You know you're my guy, my bro. And Marcus, I appreciate you again. Jay, thank you for being on the ones and twos with us tonight with Marcus the Alphabets and all that good jazz. Whew, this was fun. I gotta say this was fun. And let me play the outro. I'll see y'all soon.